a father now. This is my baby, you know what I mean? Shout out to Prince on my new child. You don't know, I appreciate you guys for the tour and shit. You know how it goes. I have a baby, I'm a father now, you guys don't know. You know what I mean? Call me Uncle Strings.
The views and opinions of this video and comments to this channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions of this channel's broadcaster. If you have a complaint about something or find the content is being used incorrectly, please don't contact the broadcaster.
There is a lovely, lovely system of pipes and water, and they all help grow into the broccoli. So yo, I got the big boss down here.
Bro, I'm the CEO straight. The whole model now is to show what we did in that side can be done in this side, you know? And it's been crazy. It's a crazy industry, but now you could see, like, you know, real fire will always, just like the streets, bro, will sell, you know? Exactly. And at the end of the day, all those people who wanted cheap weed will switch over. And that was one of the things that, like, I noticed from our dispensaries when we had it, is that, like, anybody who smoked cheap weed, as soon as they burn a fire stick with somebody or whatever, they're switching. You know, so like you're always gonna have people that want cheap weed, whether it's for value or whether it's just like, you know,
they just can't manage the high tick.
Exactly. So where you're standing right now is what we call our water tank farm area.
Water tank area.
Yeah. So basically, what happens here is like any water that goes to any of our plants gets recycled here, as well as fresh water.
Okay.
It goes through our filtration system.
Yeah, I see the Culligan. I see the Gulligan right there. You know, that's what I was like, some water's going in.
Then it goes through actual ozonation, which then that shit kills any bacteria, any bad shit in the water.
Okay.
Not really. Plants need nutrients. They need a certain amount of every type of nutrient. If you push it too hard, then your buds get too big. They start losing their taste. They start losing their flavor. It's a fine line. You can't go too hard. You can't go too light. You know.
Basically, our system, our whole thing is kind of based off of this computer here, right? So we can go into here and control any room through our computer system.
That's dope. That's dope.
Our whole grow facility is run off of Argus and Gram, one of the best, like, you know, growing systems that you could get, basically.
Okay.
Right? So the amount of control that we have is impeccable. We're here about the craziest details, right? So we can click into any of our rooms that we want to see, and then from here we can control our air handling speeds, we can control our intensity to our lights, our CO2 levels, our humidity, our temps, everything. So that's it, bro. You should call it convenience stores now, because that's what it is. That's what people shop off of now, is the whole convenience of it, right? And that's why you see so many stores everywhere, and it's like everybody and their mom now got into it, right? So this is where it definitely affects, like, obviously the market, you know, not only the legal side, but the other side. Definitely not the same because of that. And the more stores that open, it just dilutes it even more, right? So I don't know, for me personally, they should have had a cap, and if they did, a lot more stores would be way more successful. They wouldn't be, you know, shutting down. They wouldn't be getting taken over by the bigger ones. All that shit would be fixed, you know? But this is part of being in, like, an industry that's so new and it's so in its infancy that we got mad years to keep going to get this shit right.
Wow.
Down to, like, the precise degree.
That's
right?
crazy.
So, and as the plant grows, bro, it goes through all different stages. So this is where, like, the programming and the guys are so on point, right?
Yeah.
So we'll start off with a little tour of basically how everything starts from start to finish. The cannabis industry, bro, is so different wherever you go, you know? So Ontario's different than BC. BC's different than Manitoba. So, like, this, what I'm talking about, is Ontario. So, like, there's that many stores just in Ontario, not even across Canada, right? So Ontario has its own rules. All the other provinces have its own rules. The international market has its own rules, you know? But here, just like the LCBO is the OCS, you know? And they're the ones that we got to sell it to, and they're the ones then that sell it to the stores, you know? And this is why the price also gets so high, You know, that's why, bro. The setup doesn't make sense for a lot of people, and that's why, you know. And it's not that doesn't make sense is actually the money. You know what I'm saying? So that's the hard part of the legal side of the industry is that everybody has their hand into something. You know, so you're paying so much fees, licensing, data, this, that, all this shit, right? And
get to our clear tanks. This is where all the magic starts happening now. Super clean water, fresh from the marine springs.
Okay.
We get to this is our recipe side. So this is where Andrew, the master grower, and Dom will make up the super duper.
This is right.
Yeah,
This is the filling. This is the nutrients.
This is what makes everything.
That's Sunday night dinner right there. You're saying.
I think now the market looks more for pre-rolls and value products. Yeah, basically I think those are the biggest changes. Yeah, more money on weed, and actually I think something that hasn't changed is that they always look for higher THC. However, people doesn't understand that is not everything about weed, right?
That along with like the detailed feeding program is what gets us to like what you'll see shortly. You
Okay,
know?
so yo, we start with food.
Yep.
All right, we got our belly full, and then now where we're going next now?
Feeding water at the end. You know, it's an old myth. Everyone believes feed water the last 2 weeks, flush everything out of the plant, but it's false because the plant does need certain things to the end. You know, you can't starve the plant at the end completely. There's certain things that can't be in it, but there's certain things you do want in it.
All right, so the first part, we got the feeding, we got the system working,
Yep.
and then now obviously every plant has a mom, right?
Correct.
So that's where we're gonna go meet. We're gonna meet some mothers.
Yes.
So is that what this is called right here?
These are all our pretty ladies, bro. in
Okay,
here,
this is
you
the
know?
mother room. This is the mother room? Mother room.
She takes care of the rest of the
Okay,
facility.
okay.
Well, I think first the submissions should be shorter because for us to release one product take us probably 6 months. And at the time when you submit, you don't even know if they are gonna accept it or not. And also they accept all the LPs over Canada, when for us in Ontario it's harder to be in other provinces. So it's a lot of planning for us. Probably make the submissions shorter and give us the opportunity to have products to the consumer, final consumer. And then I think also the mark that they add, taxes and all of that should be less because probably they are double the price.
Woo!
So once you come in here, you can see like
Yeah.
everything is super healthy. Everything is like super plush, pliable, nothing hard, nothing rough, you know.
Yeah.
You could go through the fine comb, you will not spot one PM site,
Woo!
one no mold, no nothing. We're very particular.
In here is super
See
clean.
how
It smells nice.
sanitary.
Well, the demand's just growing as more and more people are seeing that weed is okay. Everyone now is okay with buying it. More people are comfortable going to stores. No one wants to order it online. People would rather just go in the store. They can see everything they want to buy. They could ask questions. There's bud tenders now. So stores really help people see options.
This room holds around like 30 strains right now, and they
Wow.
can get as big as those 12-footers back there.
12 feet, bro. Holy, that's crazy.
Yeah. They start off in a cycle small, and as we get them bigger, that's when we start cutting. our
Wow.
plants, right? Each plant maybe has like a 6 to 8 month cycle, and then it gets rejuvenated again.
Wow, that's huge, bro. Like,
Yeah. This is where you can see that everything starts from here, right? So
Yeah.
the fresher, the healthier, the stronger your clone is,
Yeah.
the better your results are going to be outside.
that's crazy. So the mother room, this is where you have a whole bunch of strains. We go from start to finish from here, and you said they grow up to 12 feet tall.
Yep.
They got about a 6-month cycle,
That's
and they
right.
rejuvenate them again, right?
Exactly. Then
That's
we start
crazy.
A whole new mom again. You know?
Wow.
So that's where like Johnny, our our manager for the clones.
Yeah.
Will come in here, cut all his clones, and we'll overcut to make sure that we get the best of the best. You know.
So like, you snip a clone here.
Exactly. That would be one clone right there. Clean it off.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
after you go, where are we going with it after you cut
So
it?
after you get cuts.
Those once you put a plant in that room, it takes months. You gotta watch it every day. You gotta be patient with it.
Depending on what room it goes to, anywhere from 6 to like 1,500 clones.
Okay.
And then they go to our clone room.
Okay, so we're going to the clone room right now.
Yes.
Okay, hold up. So right now we're on our way to the clone room. You know what I mean? There's gonna be 2 of me in this shot right here. There better be 2 of me. Editor, put 2 of me in there. You know?
So this is the next. This is what we call our babies in here. you
Okay,
know?
this is the clone room right here. Woo!
So in our clone room, we can hold up to about 3,000 clones.
Wow.
We also use what's called the commercial easy cloner. Basically, we do about 500 clones in one shot, and it's all about our special mix that we give it, and within, say, these were all just cut actually yesterday, so they're going through a bit of a shock. Within a couple of days, they're gonna be great, and within about 8 to 9 days, they're gonna be almost at the light.
That's crazy. Wow. All that in one day.
Very, very high intensity controlled with high humidity and heat.
Yeah. Alright.
It's crazy, bro. That's why this industry definitely is not for the faint of heart. It's like all the mans. That's why all the people in the industry, it's always tell them, if you really want a thing, there's a possibility, but you gotta give up everything to, because like you have to leave that lifestyle aside and now fully focus on this shit. And it's a lot of work, bro. There's so much rules and regulations, and luckily here, bro, we also brought in a lot of street guys, so all the people from the legacy, there's a lot of guys here, and this is what makes Strain, is that it's very rooted in culture, and it's like everybody here has that passion, bro, for what we do and that plant.
All right, yeah. After the clones,
so basically after the clones, once we get roots and we have a full rooted system on those plants, they go into our veg room.
Okay.
Dom, is the veg up right now or no? No.
We just got put into flower, basically.
Okay.
So basically all those clones would then get transplanted into pots into this room, and then we veg in this room for about 2 to 3 weeks.
What do you mean by veg? What does veg mean? What's veg, man?
So basically, veg is when it's in an 18-hour light phase, so which it keeps the plant just growing but not budding.
Okay.
Right? So once it veges in that room, then we'll move it on to one of our flower rooms where changing the lighting time to 12 hours is what triggers it to flower.
Not really. Plants need nutrients. They need a certain amount of every type of nutrient. If you push it too hard, then your buds get too big. They start losing their taste. They start losing their flavor. It's a fine line. You can't go too hard. You can't go too light. So you could chop it up. You could do it many different ways. But I mean, we like to do slow and take our time with it, slow and longer. You know what I mean? Some people could chop it up into small pieces and dry it quick. I personally think it's not gonna smoke as good.
As soon as they get transplanted into this room, they don't veg, they go right into flower.
Okay.
So that room, since it's empty, it just got transplanted, and you'll see what the transplants look like right now.
Woo! Bright, it's bright. Woo. Bro, in here it's bright, it's lovely. You know what I mean? We haven't even seen it yet, but look at all the lights, like,
You want to do this one or me? Yep.
Real HD quality you're seeing inside here. Look at all the lights, man. All the fans, they got the cooling going on.
So basically, this room is in day 8 of flower right now. This is one of our 2-tier rooms, meaning we have 2 levels, obviously.
You can see that.
It's very accessible. We use these rolling benches. You just twist them, they spread for us, and that allows us to get in between anything.
We always care about quality over everything. And then there are different things that define the flavor of the product that could be the terps, the cross, and many different factors.
Wow.
Right now you can see like these are called trellis netting. So as it goes through stages, we will put this netting up for more support.
Okay.
And that's what allows us to like have the buds also separated from each other, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so this room holds about 1,100 plants in here,
Wow.
top and bottom. Yeah, and again, is very, very controlled to the degree, and it goes through all these changes as per like the master growers, right? So
That's crazy.
yeah, bro, this shit is like, again, this is like coming into like a room of heaven where you see everything so happy, super healthy. We call this praying when the leaves are up, so that
praying,
shows you
okay.
they're happy, you know what I'm saying? So
Praying to God right now, you know what I mean?
that's it, bro.
That's it.
And we do a lot. We make sure, like you can see from our table, it's spotless. You know, all these things help with like the micros at the end of like your harvest, right? So the cleaner you could be, the cleaner your cannabis is gonna be too.
You know what's
what I'm
crazy?
saying?
I was telling the master grower that this process is cleaner than most food operations, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Like 90% of food operations right now, like
Thank you. I'm glad you see that,
like
bro.
man's, like in the kitchen, man's are wearing this.
No,
Man's
bro.
are wearing this.
Imagine
Man's
this
wearing
is something you're not even consuming like that, you know?
gloves.
So,
Exactly. So it's crazy to see, man.
yeah, bro. That just
Definitely
shows you
crazy.
how over-regulated we are. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Yeah.
Crazy, yo.
But
Alright,
yeah-
yo.
But yeah, so this room still has about another 60 to 65 days to go. And
Okay.
then by the time it finishes, it'll be like there with just buds everywhere.
Wow.
So
Okay.
what we'll do now, next room, Dom will take you into an actual room that's about to get harvested. And that room is a little different setup than this one too.
There's certain things that can't be in it, but there's certain things you do want in it. So what are some? This is, everyone has their own opinion on this, you know? There's no right way yet, you know? But in my opinion, you want maybe 3, 4, almost 5 different things in it at the end, right? Out of the 12, 15 things you're giving it in total, you want 5 of those at the end, right?
So yo, this is Dom here. You already know. What are you? The master what? Kung Fu legend? Black belt?
Grower, man.
Okay, just a grower.
Just a grower. You
Bro,
know?
this guy's the black belt of this shit, right? Super black belt. Alright, yo, so what's next? So we're in this room. What's the next step now?
So this is day 8, and we're about to go to the next room.
Keep it right here.
So this is day 8 in here. We're about to go to the next room. That's on day 49.
Okay, let's see what happens after day 49 now. So this is where the magic happens after day 49. Oh! Jesus! Yo! This is mud. This is mud.
This is day 49. This is pretty far along right now. It's got another 2 weeks to go. So right now it's just in its finishing stage. Finished putting on its weight. Now it's just settling down. It's gonna get colors. All the white hairs are gonna turn orange.
That's sick,
That's
bro.
it. About 2 weeks to go. Then it's done. It'll get cut from here and get put into the dry room as a whole plant hung upside down.
Alright, yo, so I got a couple questions for you, yo. So,
Yeah.
what's one of the most beautiful plant you've ever grown?
This is probably one of my favorites.
What is this here we got?
This is the first class gas.
First class gas.
Very easy to grow, looks good, smells great, tests high, just hits every box.
Jeez. Wow, like I can see all the crystals, like
Yeah.
it's beautiful. So yo, to get to this type of level and consistency, do you have like one secret you can give the people? One small secret?
To get it to the quality like this,
One small secret for the people.
I would say learn that finish tech. Don't feed water till the end.
Okay. I like that. So applying that is allowing us to get to here.
Yeah, you want to feed these plants till the end. You don't want to starve them at the end. Everyone
Okay,
starves.
That's dope. Man. So how long will they stay inside this room for?
They're on day 49, so they got about 2 weeks to go.
Okay. So what's about like 2 months almost roughly you're here?
Yeah, exactly. It's
Okay.
strain dependent too. Some strains come down early, some come down later.
Okay. And does like the length in here change like their overall like product or what's it gonna look like, taste, anything like that?
What about that?
Does it like the length and time? Like if it stays like a longer length of time, does it change what it's gonna be?
Sometimes it'll change the THC levels. Sometimes it'll change the terps, which is the flavor on it too.
Yeah.
So sometimes if you cut the plant earlier, the flavor will be a little different. Sometimes you cut it later, it'll be a little different too.
Okay, that's sick, bro. And then now after this part, where are we going next?
After this is basically cut as a whole plant, and it's just hung upside down in complete darkness in our dry room.
Okay, hold on. I'm asking one more question. All right. What's the craziest thing that's happened in one of the grow rooms?
When we have power outages, sometimes, you know, it gets a little hot in here, so we gotta make do. We gotta turn the lights off. We gotta adjust. You know what I mean? You gotta take care of your plants.
Geez, so
Can't
like,
stress them out.
so when the power outage happens, I'm sure you got some super big ass generator
For
hooked
sure.
up somewhere,
For sure.
and then you're running around. You got the AC, you got the fans going.
For sure. The
No,
problem
no.
is there's sensors everywhere too, right? So you gotta make sure all the sensors are right too. A power outage might trigger a sensor, might confuse you, right? The system might think something's going on, but really it's not. It was just a little outage, you know?
Okay. So power outages really can mess up the whole entire process.
Yeah, if it comes back on and everything isn't back to normal and settled and the machines aren't going, you know what I mean? You gotta really make sure because it's all on the machines.
Okay. So then what is something that you can try to do to like kind of, I guess, beat the effects of a power outage?
We have sensors on everything, right? So if anything happens, if any temperature goes out of range, if any feeding doesn't happen and it doesn't get watered, we'll get sensors to either the computer to a phone, and it'll tell us something's off.
And then
So
you
as
guys
soon as
make
we know
the changes.
something's off, we just have to go figure out what it is.
Okay. So yo, sensor goes off. You're here.
Here, figuring
Okay.
out what went wrong.
Okay, you have the toolkit.
Exactly. Go through the checklist, figure out what went wrong, fix that, you're good, you know?
All right, yo. So yo, after this now, let's go to the next room now, right?
But at the end of the day, the OCS are really good people. You know, they're getting like much more, like in the beginning it was a whole different people that worked there. Now they're actually bringing in people from the industry and stuff like that. So it's getting, they're understanding us much more better. Our reps, amazing. You know, the guys that we deal with personally, incredible guys over there and women, you know. And it's that whole relationship of we're showing them and teaching them, they're teaching us as well, you know? But like the biggest thing, bro, is just cost, you know? It's like, man's gotta take smaller fucking portions, bro. Like, I don't know. For me, people are gonna be cheesed that I'm on here saying this shit, but like at the end of the day, bro, we're the ones producing it. Why are we making the least? They'll keep our brands here in Canada. What's happening right now? Everybody's dipping to go to international. Why? Because you make way better dough over there. They treat you better. The rules, regulations are way better. You know, it's like they appreciate the quality and they're getting fresh shit. Like it's all these different things that like they're losing out here now because people are sending over there. Why not bring these people back, right? Just like this guy is trying to do over there. Right? Yeah. It's like, yo. That's why the industry is just crazy. It's so new. It's so all over the place. And this is where, like, if you're not ready to come in here and do a million different pivots, bro, it's going to be rough, you know? But if you are, it could be an amazing ride.
So, yo, is the dry room, like, is that, like, I guess, what is that the place where everybody's like, yeah, this is my kush, I'm trying to ball up? Is that the time?
Nah, because you want it to cure after dry too.
Okay, so it's not ball up time yet.
No.
Okay.
You could always try it, you know, after about a week. So maybe day 7, 8, you can try it and see how it is. But it's still not going to be its potential.
Okay.
You got to wait at least 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
From that room to this room is 2 weeks.
No. Once it's chopped there, it comes in here and sits in here for 2 weeks.
So,
give or take, right? Depends on the strain too, right? If you have bigger
neat.
buds,
Yeah.
then that might take a day or 2 longer, right? Smaller ones might be a little less. It all depends.
And I'm
right?
out here pressuring my kush man every day, talking about, yo, get the best kush every day. And the man's just like, yo, you have to wait 2 weeks. All right, yo. Whoo!
Yeah, so this is the dry room. Everything's already been hung 2 weeks. This is basically now ready for trim. So everything on the left here has been cut, put into bins, and hand trimmed in the other room. Once it's hand trimmed, put it in bins, put it in the secure storage. That's our cure room.
It's crazy in there, bro. I want one photo of myself in here now.
Come on.
Look at that. Miracles.
This is where things are important. You need to really maintain a good temperature and humidity.
Yeah.
Anything happens in this room, it could fuck up the entire crop. You could do good the whole 2 months, 3 months in that room, comes into here, 1 day of too high of humidity, everything done.
Here is where it's the most important part.
Definitely.
This is where the consumer cares the most.
This 2 weeks could mess up the entire process right here if not done right.
That's nuts, man. Honestly, yo, weed is kind of like baking. Like, you know, it's one of those things where, like, the smallest thing can mash up the whole process.
There's a ton of variables.
Yeah. Mans can be making cinnamon buns with their dukes their whole life. This time they got the different butter. The whole batch is different. Tastes different. Everything feels different. Their belly's hurting them now. You know what I mean? That's different. So, yo, what are we doing after this now? What's next?
That's it. Once it's done there, it gets put into bags, put into secure, basically just cures in there, sealed up. So it's sealed up.
Okay, all right.
You know, and it's like that's our life, and you know, so like to actually for question is pretty crazy to look back and say like being through all this shit over the last 20 years, bro, and really living this life of plant and doing everything to see where we are now. In a way, it's like, bro, it's something that we never thought could even happen. Like this is something that like when I was younger, I would be like joking, like, yo, wait till weed's legal and we're gonna fucking run the place and this and that. And it really fucking happened, you know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. Yeah. So now there's a lot of people that do deserve to be in this industry, not just strains, but a lot of other guys I know too. And that's where I feel like, you know, I wanna help people get in, the people that never helped us, you know, like, or I should say, like, when I got in, nobody really helped us. So now I want to help those people from the legacy side. Hell yeah, bro, because I know, bro, I've been through it. I've been through everything you could think of. So it's now, if I can help the next man get up ahead in life, bro, and they came from where we came from, hell yeah, I'm going to do it. Fuck doing it with the corporates and this and that, even though I also understand as I mature and grow, you need that in your life too. You need that corporation shit to be able to, you know, build and grow and take it to the next level. For me, it's about all the people who are with us, all the people who you guys went and met and shit. Those are the people I care about, and I want to make sure that they're set for life and their kids are set and all those things, right? And this is something we are building that is gonna change history. This is how big it is, you know? It's not this small thing of like, yo, they turned a drug that's legal now. No, bro, we created a whole new industry that can be change the world, you know? And on top of it, one day, this shit's gonna be in all our kids' history books. They'll be teaching about this shit to us, you know what I'm saying? Just like they hear about Sleemans being the thing back in the day, this and that, they're gonna be like, yo, strains, that shit wasn't the thing, and they did this, and now look 100 years, bro, they're fucking in everywhere, you know what I'm saying? So that's how big I see, like, the cannabis industry, you know?
Jeez!
This is ball up time.
This is ball up time.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
what time is it, sir?
It's ball up time.
It's ball up time. When you have this in your hand?
So this now, as you can see on this side, bro, this is when it's fully, when we feel like it's fully cured and ready to be sealed, then it goes into these 1 kg bags. And now it's perfect, bro, for smoke. You know what I'm saying? And you can see how fire this shit looks too. You know what I'm saying?
God.
Yeah.
All right, yo, so you guys didn't know I'm a father now. This is my baby, you know what I mean? Shout out to Strains on my new child. You don't know, I appreciate you guys for the tour and shit. You know how it goes. Now I have a baby, I'm a father now, you guys don't know. You know what I mean? Call me Uncle Strains.
Your kid looking fire, bro. Beautiful child. Yeah, so that's basically it for the whole process then, you know? And then from here now, it'll either get packaged out to like the international market like this, or it goes into our pouches or bags or whatever and hits the stores.
Okay.
The new idea.
I would say the biggest thing I get from people is that like they get too like from smoking weed, they get too much like anxiety or get too paro or something like that, right? So like I would say like definitely coming up with like a universal strain that basically hits everyone, you know, and it works for everyone. Opposed to like having to search for something.
Make my life easy. Like on the growing side of
Whatever
it,
it could be, smoking.
it would be to grind up a bud and to see every single mineral in that bud.
I don't know.
But again, that's like, it'll take a lot for that shit. You know what I'm saying?
That
Yeah.
universal strain.
Yeah, that's it, bro. Because a lot of people get turned off of weed just because of that one thing, you know?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
oh, yo, I smoked, I got 2 Pero, shit, I was looking out my window, this, that. Like, no, bro, it shouldn't be like that. The experience should be amazing, like how you and me and everybody else feel it, right?
Now, I want to know. I want to know what exactly is in there, right?
Okay. What is it telling you?
When you send, you gotta pay a good fee to send in that to get tested at a lab. But if you can do that on your own and save that money, and you can see what's really in there, you could learn so much more, right?
You know, but there's tons, bro. This is the crazy and wicked thing about weed now being legalized, that every single item that you can think of can now be recreated in cannabis. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it's crazy, you know? Like anything you think of, whether it's like food or like manufacturing items or like clothing, any of this shit, bro. Yeah. So in other words, there's a lot of opportunity for people to also come in and do some shit and make their own businesses and shit, you know?
So, yo, you took us through the whole process, you know? Honestly, what is your favorite part of the process? Especially as a grower. You see weed 100 times a day, a million ways, different colors, different strands. What is your favorite part of the process? What is your favorite part to see?
Definitely the end of the flower room, when it's coming to end, the buds are all big, because that's where everything really changes from batch to batch.
Wow.
So the veg, the cloning, it's always the same process, mostly, you know what I mean? But when it goes into flower room, that's where anything could change, right?
So the flower room.
That's where the magic happens. So it's
Okay.
always different. It's always a little different, you know?
Okay, I like that. I like that. Man, bro, like, honestly, like, I couldn't fall asleep right now. This is nice, yo. Appreciate you guys for having me, yo.
of
Love,
course.
bro, love. All right, guys, you already know. Mr. Let's Party, Balaclava Diaries. You don't know. Push.